Let's get this thing going here. Share the screen. Just a little bit of that. A little bit of that. Out my video camera. And I think we're ready to go. There we go. Hold on, let me turn my light on right here. There we go. Hope everybody's doing great today. Happy, what is it? Wednesday today. Good morning, everybody. Let me say hello to everybody here. We got Devin, we got Brian, Richard, Tom, Omar, Arnulfo, Graham, Dave. We got Glenn, we got Kevin, we got W. Wong, Timothy, David, Sassy Trainer, Dave Ivano, Jill, Down, Robert, Vernon, Wade, Wardog is in the house, Robert, Jeff, Clay, Cam. Good morning, Cam. Murray. It is Ash Day. You're right. Deanna. Good morning, Deanna. Richard, how are you? Dr. Serena, my actuary's in the house. Great job yesterday. Great job. Mont is in the house. We got Art. We got JB. We got Santiago from Portugal. My, oh my. It's probably a little afternoon there. We got Genevieve. We got Rosalind. We got Dave, Kim, Sherman, Beam, Blair, Nigel, Jody, Piet de Brock from Netherlands, Mazen, Kriya, Harold, Ricky, Peter. Good morning, Peter. Stan, Cam, Samson, Kanaka, Kyung, Penny. Good morning, Penny. It was so nice to meet you in person. It was a pleasure to meet you and your husband. Very, 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 very nice. I'm looking forward to spending some time with you next time you're in the area. I really do. It was great learning from you and looking at your platform. It was fun. Charlie, Steven, Stacy, Motown guy, SJ, Mark, Murray. Oh, he's no, he doesn't give up his catnip. He doesn't give up his catnip. Brian, good morning, and thank you for spending the last couple of days at my office. And let me know what you need to get that. I don't know what you and Matt discussed, but I hope you guys can whip out your magic. But I think what we settled on yesterday was really good. John, Henry, Colleen, Jesse, Pete, Steven, Richard, and Brian had a chance to make a couple of bucks while he was in my office too. It was good. Pete, Steven, Richard, Peggy, Just Jen, Vertuvian, Ed, Richard, Michael. Paper trading. Good, good, good. Excellent. Chris, Peter, Wave, Rich, CJ, Peter, Carlos. Good morning, Carlos. Good morning. Happy hump day to you. Ray, Dr. Serena says we got over 200 people. Gaston, good morning, Gaston. Haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Hope your studies are doing well, and I hope Uruguay's treating you well. Randy Wayne Moondog is on the road again. Eduardo Martin, good morning, Martin. Tim, William, good morning. William became a lifetime member, from what I understand. Congratulations. Eduardo, Angie, it is Ash Day. HG, good morning. Don, Scotty, Robert, Deb, and Bruce. Boy, we got a lively crowd today. I love it. Let's talk about the market. Let's see what's going on. Let's see if we can get some answers out of this market. Now, I did not watch Trump last night, but I was watching the market. I don't know anything that he said. I'm completely mixed up about Ukraine. My wife said one thing to me. Somebody else said another thing to me. I don't even know what the hell's going on. Oh, summer in Uruguay. That's nice. I don't even know what's going on. So I'm going to just completely stay away from it. If there has been any changes between yesterday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and right now, just let me know. Otherwise, I'll just get my info from the news, which is what I've been getting. This is my only source of news. This is the only news I read other than flipping channels and going on Yahoo once in a while. I don't really look at financial news. I don't debate financial news. Political news. Excuse me, political news. But financial news, I do review quite often. So the markets are giving us a little bit of a bounce. Do I trust this bounce? Not even close. Not at these levels. We have to overcome specific levels. He said old news. Okay, got it. Just nothing really new. No change. Okay, good. That's all I really need to know. I don't really need to know the details. When it comes to political news, very broad, very, very, very broad. Thank you, Dr. Serena. Thank you, Dr. Serena. More ranting. So, but I do like the fact that every index is up. This gives us some congruency. You guys remember last few days, the Dow was very strong and the Nasdaq was very weak. What do I always tell you guys? What do I always tell you guys? Look for the troublemaker. The troublemaker that started the whole problem is the one that's going to recover first. Who started the big trouble? It was the mega caps, the Nasdaq 100. Well, yesterday, intraday, the mega caps started turning around and they actually started leading, which was very, very beneficial. The bad news is the reversal wasn't strong enough to really show me anything meaningful. This is not meaningful enough. I need to see something strong. And excuse me, and I'll talk about, he was reiterating that he is the boss. Yes, he's definitely the boss. He's definitely the boss. All right. I'm going to be live today with Jeffrey Turnmeyer. He's had 82 winners in a row. And I'll be sharing with him today at 2 p.m. Let me give you a link for that. One trade that he's managed. Now, I don't know if Jeffrey rolls over or not. That's the only thing. I don't know if that's 82 or 83 winners rolling over or not. So I don't want to lie to you, so I don't know. But I will be hosting him today, and we'll find out. I'll ask him that question live if he rolls over or not. Because I don't count rollovers as existing trades. I count rollovers as current, I count rollovers as a new trade, not an old trade. Some folks count rollovers as an existing trade. It just depends on how they do it. Here's my VIP room. I'll be talking quite a lot about the market and what I'm seeing, and I think it's going to be very. I think the market will drop to the 200-day bounce up. Well, it kind of did yesterday, Dylan. So let me get into it. I'll get into all of it. I promise I will not leave you guys hanging. Let me just turn my light on a little. All right, here's that. I'm a little darker than usual today for some reason, maybe because it's dark outside, but nonetheless, here we are. Hopefully you guys could see me and hear me okay. So earnings. What earnings are on the table today? We got Marvell, we got MDB, and we got Zscaler. Tech, mostly tech. Tomorrow we got Costco and JD. These are not, these are commerce. And then we got AVGO, which is chips. Friday, thank God we don't have anything for that, but I don't know if it's time. I'd normally email you for that. Silam, you can email me for whatever you need. My email is roger@rogerscott.com. Just don't ask me customer service questions. I wouldn't even know where to begin to answer. I honestly wouldn't even know where to answer. As far as Fed data today, we've got ADP coming out in about 5 minutes. This is going to reflect on Friday's report right here. Okay. 50% of the time they get it right. 50% of the time they get it wrong. I really don't care. I just want to see what the reaction's going to be. And I'm hoping the reaction is going to be positive. We have factory orders. Factory orders are very important right now. ISM services is very important right now. PMI is very important. Now, let me explain why. Silam says above question. I don't see the above question. If you can repeat the above question, that would be great. I can't go back and forth, Silam. So if you can normally email you for that. Yeah, my mags actually look better than SPY today. Yeah. We'll see what the troublemaker is. But let me continue. Now, folks, I want to explain something to you. Do you remember last year when we didn't know what the Fed was going to do, and there was a possibility that they could adjust interest rates at every given meeting? Remember how much volatility, movement, direction, focus everybody had on that? Well, that's obviously not here anymore because we don't have. So now when the Fed has big meetings, we don't really have to worry because we know they're not going to do anything, right? Like this Friday so we don't have as big of an impact now. Right now, on the other hand, there's a lot of monkey business going on with industrial basic material, with these tariffs. So these numbers become more important. Why am I explaining all this to you? I'm explaining all this to you to explain to you that at certain point in the economy, certain fundamental data has a much more important aspect than other times. if we're waiting for the Fed to decide if they're going to lower rate or raise interest rates in the next day or two, for example, employment data is going to be very important. If the Fed's not going to take any action, it's going to be we may not even see a movement on the 5 minute bond bar. You understand? So what is in focus? Is what brings you the volatility. And right now, with all of this tariff, with China, with more of a broad market approach, these become a lot more important, and the Fed data becomes a lot less important. Why am I telling you this? Because we may see more reaction out of these than you anticipate, because these are very important right now. These are very important to the economy right now. I want you to understand that. I was assigned our weekly cash flow spread expiring Friday. Can you please confirm that I just need to call Fidelity? Yeah. Yeah. Silam, you just need to auto exercise. Most platforms have an auto exercise button. And you can always, that's okay. That's a good reason to email me. Right? Asking me to switch programs or asking me to give you your money back is not a good reason to email me. Asking me how to find something in your members area is not a good reason to email me. Asking me about exercise is a good reason to email me. So I'm explaining to you, there are some really good reasons to email me, and there's some real good reasons to avoid me like a plague. So that would be a really good question to email me, and that's something I would answer right away because that's really important. So yes. Why don't the financial market was red? But why did the financial market was red yesterday? Didn't they already drop rates? Dylan, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Yeah. You auto exercise your position, auto exercise your existing position. It'll cancel each other out, and then you keep the premium. All right. So we talked about earnings a little bit. We have mostly technology today that we have to focus on. Okay. So let's now look at the broad market, and then we'll get into technicals, and we'll talk about all the stuff that you guys really want to get into. But first, we have to look at the news and see what news may be reaching us. But I will tell you that the mega caps is what you want to focus on today, because the mega caps is what fell apart. All right. And the mega caps have to be the first ones to come back up. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right. Also, let me give you a link to Customer Service Live. Which is the Cam and Gustavo show. 1 second. There you go. Nice. Whenever we have volatility, Dr. Serena, when people are scared and have less confidence in the market, they will come here and listen to me. When they feel like when the market's moving up and everybody's a hero, they don't feel like they need me. So we have less people. It's just the way this business works. S&P's trending 0.73, rebounding from yesterday losses. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said the Trump administration might dial down some tariffs. Now I ask you a question. Yesterday we hear we're going to have huge tariffs, and then the Commerce Secretary comes out and says he might dial them down. What's the point of that? Do you know how much uncertainty what that does to the economy? Why not just privately negotiate, not tell us about it, leave the public out of it, and then when you've decided what you're going to do, make an announcement? That's what a real politician would do. Okay? I'm just saying that's what a normal politician would do. Why play with the country like this? It's not cool. I feel we need you as a guru every day to learn things. Thank you, Kanaka. So this is just not cool. Like, there's no upside. There's nothing in it for us. This is just personal gratification monkey business. I don't understand why he has to do that. Why don't they just negotiate privately, come up to an agreement, and then let us know, right? Good morning, Beef 33. So this is just a bunch of bullshit, okay? And I hate it. Right, Oscar. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Yes, that's inside. It's called inside trading. Hey, Don Jr., make this bet while I make this announcement, kind of thing. No, this is awful. We don't need this. This is not helping us, folks. Like negotiate privately, buddy. Don't negotiate publicly on my dime, okay? Yes, it's ridiculous and it's hurting people and it needs attention. Yes, yes, so far I agree with you. Yes, that would be all right. You guys are making too much when you guys start making too much sense, that's when I stop talking when you guys start making too much sense. No, I never watched The Apprentice. Yes, he likes chaos. Yes, it's ridiculous. And good morning, Rental. You guys are making too much sense. So I'm going to just shut up right here. All right. When you guys start saying things that are smarter than the things that I'm saying, that's when it's time for me to shut up. Investors also digested his speech to Congress, acknowledged that there could be adjustment period. What? An adjustment period to tariffs? What? Really? An adjustment period? No. Yes, it would be kind of nice to tell us about this adjustment period when you were proposing all of these things. Wouldn't it be nice to have this Did you guys know about an adjustment period? I didn't know about adjustment period. Just messing around. He also urged, I like this termination. I like the termination, the 52 billion semiconductor program termination. Repeat 25% tariffs. We know about this already. We all know painfully. Our pocketbooks already know. It would generally generate public pressure on the other side. Okay, Liberty, we'll see if it does or not. Hope this is part of the to distract and misdirect, not holding breath. Yeah, me too. Let's see how you guys will tell me 77,000 versus 140,000. Ay vey. Ouch. And remember, it's a private report. Let's continue. Let's continue. BBY plunged 13%. Remember I told you that even though the stock is small, it can have a major impact on technology. I know a lot of you guys were like, yeah. Remember yesterday? It's like a chip stock. Retail is very, very essential, folks. Thank you for that, Clifford. I really do appreciate it. Folks, retail is very, very essential. Very essential. It's like chip stocks. You can have a very small chip stocks ruining it for everybody. And yesterday I gave you an example. I talked about Target, and I explained to you during COVID, they came out with a really bad report, not because they were not selling things well, because they were ordering the wrong things during COVID, which is kind of easy to do because we really didn't know. I mean, we never had COVID before. It's very hard for their buyers to kind of switch focus, right? So they had a bad quarter, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but I remember the market, blue chips took a really nasty dive, and it was followed by Macy's. Because think about it, there's a lot of retailers out there, right? So on its own, BBY. I mean, it's a little company, but yeah, it has major impacts for retailers. Similarly to Shopify. Shopify, not a major company, right? But a lot of mom and pop stores use it for the shopping cart. They use Shopify for the shopping cart. So it gives you a perspective of the overall economy. Okay, so when you see companies like this coming out 13%, top loser, it can have a impact, and it did have an impact yesterday. All right, I just want you guys to know, bank stocks took a big dump yesterday because of our economy, because we could possibly be in this tariff, in this trade war for quite some time. Tesla fell. Don't say I didn't warn you. This mega caps, and yeah, now it's below the 200-day moving average. And I'll talk about it a little bit today. Their EV sales are down 49% in China, and from what I understand, they can't sell anything here in the U.S. right now. Now, Musk is a very, very smart guy, but the people that he's attracting right now are the people who are falling in love with him right now, the Trump fans. Those folks are really into non-electric cars. They're not fans of electric cars. If he was friends with Biden, then it would be different. So you're having a huge political, and folks, don't get political with me. This is not a political discussion. I'm explaining to you the sentiment towards his car company because he's favoring Trump right now. A lot of the people who are into Trump are not big on solar energy, so they're turning they're turning they're not very big fans of Musk right now. This is not good for his company. This may be good for him politically. This may be good for him overall, but this is not good for his company. Is also way down in sales in Germany. Yeah, yeah, Dave. And unfortunately or fortunately, and again, this is business. This is not about if you're a big solar fan, you're probably not a huge Trump fan. If you're a big Trump fan, you're not probably a big solar fan. Well, Tesla's solar. So right now there's a big disharmony between his fans. And again, this is just how it is right now. And there's not a they're not favoring him right now, and they're removing incentives on EV. So I would be very cautious with Tesla, and I'll talk about it technically. Okta jumped yesterday 24%. Chip stocks actually gained yesterday. That's a huge part of mega caps, folks. And by the way, that's the first time chips got a little air in quite some time. So I'll be talking about that a little bit at all. Hey, Ivan, good morning. Good morning. He's not smoke and mirrors. We will see. We will see. John Williams stated Tuesday that tariffs from Trump administration will somewhat contribute to rising price. Really? No. You don't say. No, tariffs are not punitive. No, no, no. Tariffs are not like taxes. No, 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 no. There's something we're all missing here. Though these remain significantly uncertain about how they will unfold. I agree with him on that. The Fed can't do anything till we figure out how they will unfold. And it would be really nice for Trump to go in behind the doors, make a deal, not say anything about it to anybody, and then come out with an agreement that sticks. That's how a normal politician would do it. But here we are. He added that he views monetary policy as being in a good place and sees no need to change anything. Yeah, we're in a great place in monetary policy. We're in a bear market right now. There's only 42% of stocks trading above the 50-day moving average. The S&P hit the 200-day moving average yesterday. The trade balance and trade deficit is at an all-time high. Credit card debt is at a historically highest level in history. The bond market is deflationary because of yield. And I mean, I can go on and on and on. Folks, if you guys think we're in a good place right now, it's like that kid with the bike. The kid with the bike also thinks we're in a good place right now. Folks, we're not in a good place right now. If we were in a good place right now, the stock market would be making a 52-week high. Okay? Let's not bullshit each other, okay, Mr. Williams? Yes, yes. Trump had not say anything that will not happen. Right, I know. Will not bring companies to the U.S. No, of course not. Tariffs will bring companies to the U.S. Glenn, yes, they will, but the problem is we can't pay the people. You see, here's the problem. Let's just go with what your theory is, Glenn. That tariffs will bring companies to the U.S. and thousands of jobs. Okay. Let's say Nike brings their. Let's say we start making Nikes in the U.S. Are you guys going to pay $500 for your shoes? Because if Nikes are going to be made in the U.S., that's what you're going to be paying for Nikes, $500 a shoe. Part of the U.S. economy is the fact that we're able to get the jobs done overseas at a very low rate. Okay, so I agree with you in theory. In theory, it's absolutely true, but in reality, that's not how the world works. Because the reason America has foreign aid giving them assistance for employment is because we can pay them almost nothing. All right, I'm so negative. You are so negative. I am so negative. Hey, Rice, I don't know about you, but Rice says that I'm negative. Okay, Rice, let me show you something. I want to show you something. Rice, you see this? This says S&P 500. You see what this number is? You see this number right here? Rice? It's 48%. That's 48%, my friend. Do you know what this is? That's called a bear market in the S&P 500. What is there good that you like me to talk about? There's nothing good happening. Rice, I say it how it is. I know you're kidding, but look at the S&P 500, my friend. 48%. That's called a bear market. How about the broad market? 41%. Thank you, Dr. Serena. So yeah, you tell me something to be happy about. The S&P hit the 200-day moving average. We have less than 40. We almost are at 40. We have almost 60% of stocks trading below the 200-day moving average. Do you know anything to be happy about? My friend, that's called a bear market. There is nothing to be happy about right now. And we have a huge amount of uncertainty. And if you guys want to yell at me and scream at me, all I'm doing is just reading this and interpreting it for you. It's all I'm doing. So we have manufacturing data today. We have factory orders today. We have crude oil orders. And the point is, we can't give companies can't give projections right now. Why? Because they don't know if they're going to be in a positive next month or negative next month, because they don't know with this new comment from the press secretary about tariffs being met halfway through. You can't do that. You can't estimate. You can't. What are you going to tell your accounting department to figure out based on some hypothetical number that may or may not happen? Folks, I'm being real with you. I'm being real with you. We are not fantastic advice, but in general, if you are in Tesla, would you talk fairly large loss and put Wes? I'm going to talk about it, and I've been talking about it for the last few days. What kind of deal? I don't know, Tom. I want you to understand something. I don't care what kind of deal he makes. I just want him to make it and move on. Do you understand? I want the market to okay. I want you guys to understand something. The market needs certainty for price discovery to occur. When you have someone going, woo, 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 it creates uncertainty. When you have this happening right here, Commerce Secretary said the Trump administration might dial down some tariffs after Trump goes on TV last night and says we're going to give it. It's called nah, 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 nah. The boy who cried wolf, we don't know what to believe. So the market doesn't know how to react. So the market keeps flailing around like a dying whale and without having any directional bias. That's the problem I'm having. I don't care what he does. I just want him to do it and move on already. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, just move on, man. Move on. Get the deal and move on. Don't tell us about it. Just do it. Folks, Obama, he deported the most amount of people we deported in a very long time, and nobody heard about it. He didn't say it. He just did it. Mr. Trump, whatever you're going to do, just do it and move on. That's all I want you to do. Whatever it is you're going to do, just do it and move on. That's all I care about. All right? That's all I care about. Just do it and move on. Stop talking. Just do it already. Whatever it is you're going to do, and I don't care what you're going to do. I'm with you. Just do it and move on, okay? Beige Book is going to come out today. Germany is up a lot. This is very, very beneficial. This is very, very beneficial. Very, very beneficial. Rebounding from previous session, Germany plans to deploy hundreds of billions of euros for defense and infrastructure. This is very positive, and that's something we can bank on. That's actually going to happen. China closed higher amid growing sentiment following Beijing's announcement of ambitious economic growth target. Whether it happens or not, we don't know, but the fact that they're saying it is positive. Trump is bold about the fact that he will put 25% tariffs, but Commerce Secretary says they might lower. That's what I'm saying, Tiago. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. See, folks, I want you to understand. I'm not criticizing his policy. I just want him to get on with it already. Japan closed slightly higher today as worries over trade friction between U.S. and its trade partners eased for now. Investors they loved the fact that Howard Lutnick hinted at potential tariff relief. So Trump says yesterday we're going to have huge tariffs, and this guy's hinting we're going to have a tariff relief. How do you trade that? Tell me, how do I trade that? The metric used is the other country's treatment of our country. The media wants to make it sound arbitrary, but they aren't. He's always said reciprocal tariffs. Great, Kanaka. Great, great. I'm glad they trust him. What does that have to do with what I'm saying? I just want him to make decisions. Take 10 years to be really good. I just want the decisions to be made. That's all I want. When tariffs hit the food shelves, look out. They already announced last night. I think it was Mexico. Mexico announced last night to expect prices on avocado to be 25% higher. You're welcome. It's really hard to trade. Yes, it's very hard to trade in this environment. Too much theatrics. Exactly. This afternoon. Well, there you go. So no trading till this afternoon. Palantir did well. CrowdStrike, negative 8%, not going to give us tailwind. JP Morgan upgraded into it, and we don't really trade this stock, so I really don't care what it did. Hey, Richard, you missed a huge political conversation. Tiago, agree. We need. All right, enough of that. Enough. There's no answers here. There's no answers. It's just more frustration. Let's not get into technicals. The bond market started cooling off. We broke this area, okay? That's inflationary. Although I think it's more flight to quality at this point. What I'd like to see is volatility slowly come up and break this 200-day on good news. Right now, it's moving lower, which is not really great for us. But if this is moving lower and money's coming into the stock market, that's okay. I don't really have a gauge of that. And we're still at the 8-day EMA, so I'm neutral on the bond market right now, okay? U.S. dollar is coming down. Remember, I said that what you usually will see is you'll usually see us coming up all the way up, and then you'll see us coming to the halfway point, and then you see a breakdown. Well, that's what happened. We're now at the 200-day moving average. Okay, this is good for the bond market. This relieves commodities. This relieves prices. This is good. I believe this is partly because of the Commerce Secretary. But this is good. This is not a bad thing. And it looks to me like the US dollar has seen its rise, its peak. So it's coming off right now, which is deflationary. That is deflationary. The bond market hanging out here is deflationary. So once we can get here and get it, here's what I wish. I wish Trump was doing all of this when the stock market was making a 52-week high. And I'm going to tell you exactly, and this is actually something, this is not my opinion. I gave you this example yesterday in the room, and I'm going to give it up again, okay? The U.S. economy just went through a open heart surgery. It's recovering. Look where the bond market has been. Hold on. Look what the bond market, it's been going straight down. The bond market had open heart surgery right here. The bond market started recovering. The Fed was only early to the party by about 2 quarters. Right now, if the bond market was up here, yield would be much lower, and it would be the impact that Trump's words have on the economy would be much, much lower, much less, because we would be in a much stronger position. He's doing all this when the S&P is at 200-day moving average. We don't have leverage. Do you remember what Trump said to Zelensky? You don't have any leverage right now. You don't have any leverage. Sign with me and you'll have leverage. Well, what Trump is doing with all this tariff stuff right now, he's doing it in a point in time where we don't have any leverage, where we don't have any leverage. That's a big problem. So what happened is we had an open heart surgery. The guy was recovering. And then Trump took office, and Trump's like, I want you to start running around the block smoking cigarettes and drinking again. But I just had open heart surgery. Nah, you're ready to go. That's my problem. All of this other stuff he's doing, I don't really care what he does. I just want it to be done already. But that's my problem with him. He's picking a time where the economy is just getting into a deflationary mode. And he's doing all of this stuff. And you know what's going to happen? He's going to blame Powell. And Powell's going to say, dude, I didn't initiate all of these tariffs that completely threw our economy into a shit show. That's the problem, okay, that you guys are going to see, okay? All right, let's continue. Gold is rising again. Gold is above the 50-day, above the 8-day EMA. I like gold. I'd like to see gold a little stronger, but I like what I'm seeing on gold, especially in light of the US dollar coming down. Crude oil is breaking down, not unexpected, expecting it to stay around this level. This is also very deflationary. This is good for our economy. This is really good for our economy. US dollar dropping, crude oil dropping, very positive for our economy. Okay, very positive. This is good. This is good for transports. This is good for shipping companies. This is good for cruise ships. This is good for airlines. This is very positive. And I do believe we're going to start drilling again in the US. I do. This is also very good for gold, especially if Trump keeps going back and forth, then gold should continue because gold goes up when we have uncertainty. We're headed for 40 trillion in debt. We have to have the revenue from tariffs to pay down debt. All right, all right. Again, folks, I don't have a problem with the tariffs. I just want to know what they are finally. I don't want to hear this back and forth. That's the only thing I want you to understand. I'm not disagreeing with him. I am saying just whatever you're going to do, just do it already and move on to something else. That's all. That's all. Because then the market can price that into its value. Okay. China. China is starting to come up again. Again, this is not really all that bad for the U.S. economy because we have a lot of U.S. stocks trade. We have a lot of Chinese stocks trading on the U.S. economy. Yeah, just make a decision. That's all I want, folks. All right, let me give you some. See the one trade. Jeffrey Turnmeyer and me at 2 p.m. Please don't misinterpret what I am saying. Please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I am not turning on his decisions. I'm just saying, just move on already. Decide, move on, and stop getting the public involved in your shenanigans. That's all I want. That's all I want. Press is blind. The amount of resources we have to burn due to market manipulation in play. Yeah. Wonder what kind of holy tax mess season will end up so many. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. But China's still above the 8-day EMA. All right. And which I've noticed that when China goes above the 8-day EMA, you'll notice that gold goes above the 8-day EMA. Why? Because China is holding a crap load of gold right now. Yes, there is some correlation between gold and China. What? How come nobody else is telling us this? I don't know, but I'm telling you this. Look, you'd have to be blind not to see it. I apologize. My dogs are barking like crazy right now. So I know you guys can't hear it, but I can't hear anything except them. And how about some thumbs up, guys? And again, I'm trying not to be political, but I'm trying to be as honest as possible with you. So please don't take what I'm saying as like some kind of a political rant. It's not. I really just care about the market. Volatility. Well, volatility yesterday had a big wick right here, and we're now at this level. The big thing today is I want to see us trade below 23. I want us to trade below 23. Very important. Folks, if you don't mind, here's the thumbs up button. This is going to be the only time I say it. It's right here below my video. I just gave myself a thumbs up. Please give us a thumbs up. And yeah, the only time I talk about politics is when it's impacting our economy, because then it becomes financial. As DJ, yeah. Well, politics are driving our economy. How can I not talk about politics when that's driving our economy literally, like in a micro way right now, you know? These issues are so convoluted, there is not just one easy answer. Of course not. Of course. So again, we're watching for volatility to go below 23 right now. All right. Volatility to go below 23 right now. Momentum levels are still in the crapper and they're only getting worse. Last month we had 53 stocks below the 200-day. Now we above the 200-day. Now we only have 41, which means we are not in a good spot right now. Not in a good spot at all right now. What about the main indexes? How are they looking? Well, interesting that you asked. Look at RSP. We broke through this base completely. We're at the 200-day moving average. Folks, we're either going to do one of two things. Remember the Tesla example I showed you? When we hit a major line, we typically consolidate for a few days or we bounce really hard. We don't usually break through right away. Let me show you what I mean. And again, I'm only showing you this for the purpose of showing you what a bounce looks like, okay? I'm not doing this for the purpose of showing you Tesla. See right here? See right here, we hit a major moving average, and then we putz around here for a while. This is usually how it shakes out. We almost hit the 200 yesterday on the spot. But this is what happens usually after you hit a major moving average. You don't usually continue going down, and you don't, or you sometimes just come right back up. But if you don't come up fast, and I mean fast, usually this is what you see. And then whether it comes back up or down, that's a whole different story. But this is the usual reaction that you see after you hit a moving average. So for Tesla, I'm expecting Tesla to just kind of hover around here for the next several days to decide what it's going to do next. But it's trading below the 200-day moving average, which is not good. Yeah, thumbs up is below the video, not in the chat. So I wanted you guys, I'm not showing you Tesla for purposes of trading Tesla. I'm showing you Tesla for purposes of how I'm analyzing the market right now. So it would not surprise me to have a few days of consolidation. The things that you want to watch for is we want to erase 60% of this as fast as possible. We want to come up right here and then right up here. If not, we're just going to consolidate. And then all bets are off. All right. What about the broad market? Let's look at the S&P 500. The S&P 500 hit this hard yesterday or almost hit it and bounced off. That's a good sign. Now, you see how it's right in the meat of all of this? I want this. This is today. I want this to trade right here and hit the 8-day as fast as possible. The more time that goes by between the time that we're in this area and this area, the less odds we're going to come back into this area. Robert, they just don't like what I have to say today. They're interpreting what I'm saying as being highly political. And I'm really not talking about politics. I'm talking about the market. So now, why would the market come up here if there was a huge change in tariffs, for example? It may happen. It may not happen. I don't know. But the point is the odds are after you see a move like that, we see a consolidation around here. See, everybody's waiting for another big move, and we don't get one. We just get a consolidation. If we do get a big move, I want it to be a massive move to the upside. Yeah, it counts. It counts. It didn't hit it, but it almost hit it. This is close enough. But I like how it reacted. It reacted really hard off of this yesterday. And up till the last 20 minutes of the day, we thought it was going to close up here. And if that's the case, we want to see it going right back into the range. It didn't do that. And now it's here. I'm telling you from 31 years of experience, the most likely reaction is like this. This kind of a reaction. When you hit a major line, it's this kind of a reaction. Like this. See? Like this. You hit it, and then you just have and then it decides what it wants to do next. Or it just comes right back up and does a 180, okay? Fast. The longer it takes to do a reversal, the less odds that we will have a reversal. So we want to see this go up fast and hard or What about mega caps? Let's look at mega caps. They're the ones that caused all this. They hit the 200-day moving average rather slowly. Not fast, slowly. What's happening today? Are they all the way to 8-day? Have they recovered 60% of that bar? Maybe, but I want to see a move. I want to see like this. Boom, boom. I want to see a quick reversal. If we don't see a quick reversal here, then that Tesla scenario that I drew for you will more likely than not happen. Richard says, so much easier to say good morning when you know who you're talking to. Meeting people was a great takeaway from the conversation. Great, Richard. So happy to hear that. Yeah, finally, I know what you look like. Finally, I know what most of you guys look like. You can see it on the Tesla at the 50. Yes, Richard. Jeff, I just saw your comment. Yes. I wasn't looking. I actually just saw your comment, and that's exactly what, yes. You could see it at Tesla at the 50-day too, exactly. Yeah, I actually didn't see you post that till after I saw it, but you're absolutely right. Good eye. Good eye. Very good eye. We're over 600 people, folks. It's good. All right. What about the what about QQQ? Let's look at QQQ. Same thing. I want at least 60% of this bar defended. In other words, I want price to not go below this and I want it to rally hard. And I'll be honest with you folks, I'm just not seeing that right now. Let's look at Fed data, ADP employment, 77,000. Not as strong as it was half an hour ago. Look at that, 162.77. That's bad. That's bad. And then we have factory orders, ISM, and PMI. So please don't go doing and I wouldn't worry about the petroleum report too much, but don't do anything before 10 a.m. today, please, 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 please. QQQ. So everything is in a shitter right now. And again, I hate to say I told you so. 48% of stocks are below. We are officially in a bear market. Now, if you go online right now, is there any place right now that's telling you we're officially in a bear market? No. Did the news report that I just read tell you we're in a bear market? No. Why? Because they don't want to scare the shit out of you. Okay. Russell 1000, 45%. That's the top 1,000 biggest stocks, folks. 45%. NASDAQ 100 at 50%. NASDAQ Composite, 43%. If this goes down to 49, the NASDAQ 100, the biggest 100 tech stocks, are in a bear market. All right. Rich says, I don't see what news will take us to the 8-day today. We'll see. We'll see. Futures are dropping. Penny says, if you weren't there or watching online, watch all of Roger's events on the replay. So much information that even some things Matt agreed that even he did not. The last Penny, the last day, Matt did not know any of that stuff. That was the first time Matt has ever seen the poor high, the week high, week low, visual back testing. I've never ever everything I did the last 3 hours. Matt has never been. He didn't even know I was going to talk about that. Penny, when I say that Matt and I don't talk sometimes for 6-7 hours straight, I really mean it. We're like really busy doing our own thing, and we have a wall of monitors separating me and him. All right. So I don't like these momentum levels. Also, this is what I was trying to tell you. Sometimes, like a few months ago, we were at 53 and we went to 49. And like 3 days later, we jumped right back to 53 and we went back up. Right now, look how slowly this is moving down. The slower this is moving down, that means that it's meaningful. 49, 44, 41. We need this to jump back to 53 fast. Now, it can do it in one day. Theoretically, it can do it in one day. Trump can say, we're going to do tariffs at only 50% of what we agreed, and everything will just rally. But we can't, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, you know. Matt actually says that you will very rarely do that. Keep him out of new. I don't keep him out of new lessons, but I wanted to do this, and we just haven't had a chance, and there was just a lot of stuff to talk about. Yeah, I usually give him a preview first, but sometimes Matt has to learn too. Matt has to learn too. Two walls of monitors between you guys. You have more stuff than a TV show. Yeah, we do. You saw how many. You were in our office, Bob. You saw our office. Barbara, I'm so sorry for the job loss. Many of my family members were being laid off last year. So sorry to hear that, Barbara. That's tough. All right, links. Here is the link for the 2 p.m. session with Jeffrey, who is on a roll with 82 wins. I don't know if those are roll free or not. We'll get to the bottom of it when we see Jeffrey. I will be in my VIP room today. I'm going to be. Let me tell you what I'll be talking in my VIP room today about. I'll be talking in my VIP room today about. I already had it all laid out for you. Divergence. I'm going to answer the question: does divergence work? Does divergence analysis work? How to avoid false breakouts? Key levels for afternoon session? Possible put spreads to target the current downside, and fastest moving stocks. And also, so I just posted the link for that. Oh, it is one hell of a man cave. Yeah. You guys should come to my office and visit me. Can someone point me to the recording of the live event? Yeah, it's in the one-click members area. And here's customer service live. Hold on. Let me give you customer service live. Then we'll move on. Hey guys, how about 15 more thumbs up? 15 more thumbs up here so we can get to 300 and make Bob and my actuary happy. Right here. Right here. It says 6 because I haven't been updating it. Let me update it real quick. It's actually how many we got? Let's see. 286. We need 14 more. How about 14 more, guys? All right, let's continue. Let's continue. So sectors. Let's look at sectors. Very, very clearly, you could see how all the speculative sectors, Invesco, midcap, discretionary, Russell, technology, home builders, semiconductors, retail. We have a very, very non-fragmented situation right now because the market's going down. Market becomes very fragmented on the way up and purges itself on the way down. Well, QQQ, midcap, consumer discretionary, Russell 2000, technology, home builders, semiconductor, retail. The only two things that are out of line is communication services and Bitcoin. And we'll look at that in a minute. So if you look at Bitcoin here, if you look at Bitcoin, you'll see that Bitcoin is trying to come back up. What is MAGS doing right now? Trying to come up. So keep your eye on MAGS, and keep your eye on Bitcoin because they're starting to move a little bit. But again, it could be a false move. But we clearly see that speculative sectors are right here. Yeah, you need to be a premium member. You need to have all of our stuff, or you have to be a member of the pit. And I will make it available to all the new members who join the new program when we launch it later this month as well. It'll have its own dedicated Telegram channel. Now, here's the important part. Yesterday, coming into the session, we had 462 stocks breaking down. At some point in the day yesterday, we were over 600. Okay. Now we're at 446. Yesterday, we were at 462. That's not a significant decline. I'd want to see this number go down to like 200, 150. That's not a significant decline, which is telling us we still have heavy downside pressure. What about the Dow Jones? Let's look at the Dow. Also near the lower end. We want today to recover at least 60% of what we lost yesterday. Okay? We want to recover at least, it's coming. Carlos, the zone is definitely coming. Angie says, love, love, love being in the pit. Good. Glad to hear that. So we want at least 60% recovery. So let me show you the things that I'd like to see today. Okay, I'm going to show you things that I'd like to see today, and then I'll give you my stocks. What I'd like to see today is there's only 42 stocks making 52-week 90-day highs right now. 52-week highs, there's 13 stocks. Folks, there's 13 stocks, large cap stocks, that are trading at a 52-week high right now. 13. Roger, I'm going to go long today. What are you going to go long? You're going to go long one of these 13 stocks? Good luck to you on that. There's no momentum to the upside right now. I'm going to repeat that again. There is no momentum to the upside right now. 42 stocks, 21 stocks, there's no momentum to 10 stocks are making 50-day highs right now. There's no momentum to the upside right now. Okay? There is momentum, clear momentum to the downside right now. Now, folks, momentum goes in stages. Momentum comes in and out of stocks. It goes like this. It's like an oscillator. Okay, the really stupid indicator RSI. It's like an RSI, goes in and out, in and out. Momentum doesn't go from being heavy to the downside to being light. It usually goes from being heavy to being neutral to being light. So far, yesterday did not go from being heavy to being neutral. It went from being heavy to being heavy. And we still haven't been able to recover 60%. So what I want to see today is intraday, I want to see this number get to 200 to 300. I want to see this really off of 400. And more importantly, I want this number to start going to the 100 level again. What happens if you don't see this going up to the 100 and this staying up for 446? The market will continue being around here. The market will continue being around here. I hate to say this, but a lot is dependent on this tariff stuff right now. We need to go up here. We need to start going back into this channel fast. The mags need to go. We need to recover 60% of what we lost yesterday. We need to be up here. We need to get up to this. We need to show some real accumulation. We need to see that market is really coming in. All right. Got to get in there. Got to get in there. Okay, we got to break these levels. We got to see serious buying pressure. If you see buying pressure, not good enough, because we need to overcome this right here. 446 to the downside, 42 to the upside. This needs to overcome. This needs to overcome. This needs to be into the 300s. This needs to be into the 100s. We need to see 60%. We need to see the price moving towards the 8-day EMA aggressively. Aggressively. Okay? Aggressively. So far, I'm not seeing any of that. What we also need to see, these stocks right here, this group of sectors right here. We need to see this group of sectors come up here, go from here to here, or at least some of them to come from here to right here. We need to stop seeing selling pressure on chip stocks. SMH, let me show you SMH. SMH needs to, you see how it's right here and looks like it wants to go down? It needs to pull up to the 8-day EMA. It needs to be to the 8-day EMA. All right? So we need to see it. We need to see that. And so far, I'm not seeing that. You're going to wait for the first hour. You're not going to make major moves. The Dow's now negative. What's good is the NASDAQ is still positive. NASDAQ has been the weak link for the last several days. But look what's happening now. The Dow's taking it down. This does not look to me like a reprieve or a bounce. Okay? Folks, please, don't be a fool and don't start picking lows. Don't pick lows. Now, let me give you stocks to the downside. Remember, if we do have a bounce, you're going to lose money on these stocks. So my suggestion is to give the market several hours today to prove itself. Don't be in a rush. You guys noticed yesterday I did not give you a day trade in the pit. If I would have given you a short, we would have lost money at the end of the day. And if I would have given you a long, we would have lost money, period. There was a reason for that. I can give you trades all day long and twice on Sunday. Rich says, I'm disconnecting my keyboard. I'm putting my baking gloves on and putting my hands underneath here. I got to get out of here, but let me give you some stocks. Now, I'm looking at short stocks for stocks that have been going down for a long time, not stocks that started going down yesterday. Why? Because stocks that have been going down for a while will more likely than not continue going down versus stocks that are going down just because the mags went down yesterday. Does that make sense? It's much harder for a long-term trend to reverse. Now, this is a very choppy stock, so expect some choppiness if you trade this stock. But if the economy gets worse, floor and decor, very bad. STZ, food prices. What happens to food prices when you have tariffs? Wait for this to break below 170. Wait for this to break below 170, Constellation brand. You got plenty of time. Put an alert and just sit there. You're welcome, Carlos. Look how this respects the 100-day moving average. Not the 50, the 100. So if I was to trade this, I'd probably want to put a stop here. So I'd probably want to enter here. Always ask yourself, what moving averages, what levels does the stock respect really well? In this case, you probably want to sell this when it gets right up here with a target up here, because look at how well it respects these areas. That's called visually back testing, folks. We talked about it yesterday. I didn't listen to you, so my account went down pretty bad. Well, listen to me next time. On semiconductor, did it just start going down yesterday? No, no. Look at how well it respects this VWAP right here. Okay. Visual back testing. Look at how long this stock has been going down. Do you think it's going down because of tariffs? No. That's the stock you want to short. You want to short a stock that doesn't have it, that has been going down long before this tariff thing started. Double top, respecting a breakdown. I'd probably wait for a pullback to this area right here. Again, I'm just giving you stocks that are on my crap list right now. The stock has been going down for quite some time. ANF. The stock has been going down for quite some time. IR. Quite some time. Respects to 50 well. Respects to 8 well. Visual back testing. Now let me give you my long list. It's going to be very short. Gorilla. It's a very short list. Please don't buy this stock now. Please wait for it to hit the 8-day EMA. LH. Now, I could tell you for sure that the stocks I'm giving you right now, institutions were buying these stocks yesterday. It's one of the few stocks that I liked yesterday. AZN. And a possible A-line. GL. Global Life. Possible this may bounce here and start coming back up here. I would wait for it to really bounce, but that's my only A-line that I like. All right. Don't learn the hard way by losing all of your money or simply single. Yeah, listen to what Uncle Roger says. Okay, now, 2 o'clock today, one trade we managed to, Jeffrey Turnmeyer and me are going live. I'll be there introing him. It'll happen today. I will be live in my VIP room talking about some really important stuff and giving you a second update. If you enjoyed this, you should definitely come to my afternoon show. And let me give you customer service live. There's nothing like customer service live. There you go. Folks, I bid you a farewell. If you want to see a replay of this show that we just had, here's the link. Please stay out of trouble, and please don't be a hero and try to undermine the market today. We really don't know what's going to happen, and we have a lot of vulnerability. I'd rather you not be in a trade and wanting to be in a trade than being in a shitty trade and wishing you weren't in a trade. I'm going to repeat that. I'd much rather you would not be in a trade and wish you were in a trade than being in a shitty trade and wishing you were not in a trade. And I'll talk to you on that note. I will see you later. Be very careful. We have too much unforeseeability to determine a trend at this point because we really don't know what's going to happen because Trump is keeping us all on the edge of our seats, which I guess that's what he wants to do. See you guys later. Have a great day.